show. There's
Hello.
one
I'm
grip.
Greg. I am usually here in this seat.
And then there's grab. Oh, easy with
Can I
the
clap?
No.
Can I clap like this?
Yeah, that's fine.
Can I
we
golf
golf
clap?
clap. Yeah.
I can golf clap.
Golf claps only.
Okay. Hi, Greg.
What's up?
How you doing?
Good?
Doing all right?
Hey, made it.
Good. Yeah?
Yeah.
You hanging in?
Hey, made it. It's Wednesday.
It is Wednesday.
Big Crootin day. Wednesdays are big Crootin days around here.
It is big Crootin day, and you've been on your Crootin grind.
Yeah, it never quits.
The amount of content that this man has sent to me over the past, call it 10 days. 10 days is staggering. The only people, it's you. I mean, everyone's doing a lot, but like the top three certainly, as far as like word count.
Yeah.
Probably you, Stephen Crootin.
Wow. It's it's a really good photo. He's a photographer, I think.
Oh wow. Okay. This isn't like a.
If he's not, he's a photographer now.
It is funny because we're running through headshots right now because we're getting ready to. It's May, and so as a result, like this is when it gets to real like crunch time in the magazine, and so like we're getting through headshots, and it's so interesting to see like the variation on headshots, and you've gone through this as well. Of like, you've definitely got some schools where it's like we have headshot day and we put on our pads and we do this and you're going to get against a backdrop and maybe you're in front of the stadium and you're kneeling and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You've seen those headshots. And then there's also the headshot of like, hey, stand against this wall.
Yeah,
like,
it looks like you're in jail, kind of.
And I want to be very clear. We like all of them. All those headshots.
Any
are
mug
good.
shots, headshots
Yes.
that you can send our way, we appreciate.
We absolutely appreciate.
Attach those things to the questionnaires; they will get used.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. We
Oh,
will.
man.
At the very least, they'll go on the website. We have limited space in the magazine because it's a static product.
Yeah, as a person who has organized the mug shots before, which is a daunting task, but it's good to do a daunting task that you know is going to pay off.
Oh,
like
yeah.
if I was organized, there's been a lot of stuff I've had to organize that I'm like, why am I having to organize this? This is not what I need to be doing. That specifically is like, okay, I'm going to get to literally in a month see the fruits of my labor, and it makes it easier to get through what is a very daunting task.
There are two real beasts of tasks, like individual tasks that I can only call like tedious. There's a lot of tedious things you have to do to put together this magazine, but the two are sorting the mugshots, which shout out to intern Eli. Intern Eli did it.
Let's go,
Let's
Eli.
go.
Yeah, big.
It's a real big
You know
rite
what?
of passage, to be
Intern
honest
of the
with
week.
you.
I'm gonna name him Eli, our intern of the week. And then the other one is the playoff results that you have to put in each classification.
Yeah.
Like just the full playoff results. It's just a lot of.
See,
time.
I would think like the guide in the back that says what page every.
Oh,
do we have to do that, or do
I do
we?
that.
Yeah, that sounds like
I
it'd
do
be
the
miserable.
index. Yeah, I've got it down to as much of a science as it can be at this point because I've done it 13 times.
Yeah.
It's not fun, but it's. I think I would imagine if you go back to 2011 when it was my first summer magazine, it probably took me 8 hours to do, and now it probably takes me about 2.
Nice.
I've carved a lot of time off that.
But you still take 8 hours to do it, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
For sure.
I'm still carving out that
It's
time.
a work hack.
It is. But
Work hack. Hashtag
yeah,
work hacks.
it's not hourly, baby. I don't know if you guys know this, but we clock in, clock out, we slide down the dinosaur at the end of the day, and
Man,
off
if
the
we
wellness.
were hourly, we'd be rich.
yeah, we are getting screwed.
Needless to say,
Richer.
we're not hourly.
We are getting screwed by our salaries. Yeah, this is a rare moment where being hourly would have paid off, but I do like the health insurance though.
Health insurance does rock.
I'll go on record as liking my health insurance. My friend told me, he texted me this morning, he asked me, he's like, have you ever had somebody like that reports to you, like quit just like out of the blue? I was like, no, like people have gotten other jobs
Right.
and stuff, but like never
Just
quit.
wait till tomorrow.
And so I asked, I was like, so this person like quit and has nothing to do, they're like, yeah, we just up and
quit.
And I'm like,
Wow.
that is wild. Like, my wife would legitimately end me for the insurance money. Like, if I were to do that.
Yeah.
You gotta, you know?
Gotta have insurance these days.
That's exactly right. I'm just thinking of the benefits, the bennies.
Nothing like going to the eye doctor, am I right, fellas?
When's the last time you went to the eye doctor?
August?
Okay. When's the last time you went to the eye doctor?
It's been in the last 4 or 5 months.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I actually lost eyesight since then. I swear.
It's hell to get old, man.
I know.
No, I am very, very on my eye doctor, like, grind, because I have like our family has historically very bad eyes and stuff. So like my mom was always like, you are going there. The two things you are absolutely doing is dentist and eye doctor.
I was going to ask you. Let me be your mom here for a moment.
Yeah.
When's the last time you went to the dentist?
February.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. I do dentist every 6 months and then eye doctor every year.
I go when the pain sets in.
See, I think this is a guy thing. I think because my wife is very diligent about going to the dentist. She's like, every 6 months, I just book it and I go. I probably went about 4 years without going to the dentist.
Yeah,
I went a couple weeks ago.
I
went a couple weeks ago.
I made like a promise to myself because my parents paid so much money for my teeth through orthodontics and all that stuff. I was like, I will not let that money go in vain. So like, I don't even know if Trish and LP have like know that, but like that's always been like every time I'm like, oh, I can just skip it. It's like, no, I got to do this for them.
Yeah, but the dentist does suck.
It does.
I'm out on the dentist.
It always.
Yeah, it's
never
fun.
Because of the way I do it.
So what you're saying is maybe if you went to the dentist more often, it wouldn't be so painful? What you're saying is that
you're not a maintenance guy.
It's always $3,000.
Oh,
it's always
Powers?
like, oh, hey, welcome to the dentist. It's going to be $3,000.
And I want to say,
this is kids. This is why it's important to go every 6 months because then you don't run into those issues.
I want to say it was friend of the show Joel Anderson who tweeted. And he said something along the lines of like, there is a certain amount of money that you are absolutely positively going to pay to the dentist over the course of your life. Like there's just a set amount and you can choose how you're going to pay that.
It, yeah.
And it's like, you can either pay like $200 every 6 months or like you can
save it up and go
all at once and have a terrible day.
No, see, and I look at the same thing like when it comes to car maintenance, like routine car maintenance. Like there are so many times where I don't want to go get the oil change, but if you get the oil change, if you get the tires rotated, like if you keep up with the little stuff, it means that you're not absolutely caught off guard in the worst time when your car completely shuts down.
Pickle does have big keep up with the little stuff energy because I have seen.
Like no, you can do 5,000.
Yeah,
it's not a big deal.
Yeah, 5 is fine.
But it's crazy because I remember like when I started driving, and probably with you too, the word was it's 3,000 miles. Every 3,000 miles, get your oil changed. And then like I don't know if technology improved or whatever, or if we just kind of all got the internet and we were like, hey, this is a scam. You can go every 5,000 miles.
Yeah.
I was looking at it when I was buying some oil recently, and it said 10,000 mile oil change.
Do you change your oil?
No.
Okay. Do you?
I have an incline. I used to change my own oil sometimes, but I have an incline driveway now, and that makes it basically impossible.
Yep, I was either, and that's what, like, my dad always would change all of our oil and all that stuff, and it saves a ton of money, but I've never been at a place where I can, like, safely jack up my car. So whether that was, like, apartment complex type stuff with so many people around or anything, that's the one thing that I pay for, but it grinds my gears that I have to pay for it.
It's really interesting because, like, if you were to take a look at our staff, Dave Campbell's staff, and we'll get to the show, whatever. It's Wednesday, May 1st. We've got a lot to do. What percentage of the editorial staff would you feel comfortable saying, like, if they got a flat tire, they could change?
I mean, I'll start with you. Can you change?
Yeah.
All right. Well, then probably a high percentage.
Wow.
The barometer. Old Coppell.
And burned.
I know that Pickle can do it because she knew about the Coke on the battery terminal.
That's a lie, and I didn't know about that. Mallory is interesting.
So I have gotten a flat tire. We have gotten a flat tire on Mallory's car before being together. So had it been just her, I don't know. Yeah. But she understands it. The real thing with her and I'll own up to this, is if those lug nuts are like on there, us trying to get it off is like really, really difficult.
Yeah,
sometimes.
Sometimes.
I'm going to go 70% then.
70%?
Yeah. The main thing was Mallory had a wheel lock on her car.
Oh,
so that's those are hard to get off, very hard, which, serves a purpose. Yeah. But even with the key, it was hard to get off, but we finally got it.
Will's calling AAA, though.
I think Will's recently changed his own tire.
No.
Yeah. I think he got a flat on the highway like this year and did it.
Like I know.
I do have AAA though. Like if I'm on the highway and I think it's not, like, I'm not taking a risk.
Right.
Yeah,
That's fair.
no,
You
for
know
sure.
what I
If
mean?
it's-
Like,
if it's
I'm not taking
I
a
agree with
risk
that.
with my life or safety.
If I have a flat tire in my driveway, no
Right.
problem whatsoever. If I have a flat tire in like a neighborhood street or somewhere where there's not a lot of traffic, no problem. If I get to a parking lot, something like that, no problem. But like, I think you're right. I'm not messing with a highway. Like, if I'm on the highway, I'm just gonna call somebody.
Yeah,
and
I'm
I'll
just
pay
going to go to
money.
safety.
Exactly right. I'm gonna be like, it's fine.
Yeah. Really depends on what side the tire is on. Like, if it's up against the wall, then I'm okay with it. But if it's in,
I don't
in
think
traffic,
so.
it's
I'm
like,
recommending that you don't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair.
Yeah. Listen to your dad.
That's fair.
If you
yeah.
have AAA or you have insurance that covers that kind of stuff, why risk it?
Yeah.
There was one time where we had like I don't know why, but my battery died in my driveway.
Not the WrestleMania battery.
No, not the WrestleMania battery. That was different. Shout out to the WrestleMania battery.
Routine maintenance.
But this was, but my battery died in my driveway. There's no bigger sad call you have to make than calling AAA to come to your house.
Oh, see, no, I got a battery charger.
See, I don't have that.
Oh,
I
yeah,
know
no,
you
there's
you
do.
no-
can get,
And
actually,
my wife was gone, so I couldn't jump the car.
actually, I just put that on our wedding registry because those are the type of things that I'm putting on our wedding
hell
registry.
yeah, hell yeah, brother.
That's the best
That
kind
and a
of
jack.
That's the best kind of feeling is whenever your car's broken down and it's only the battery.
Yeah.
It's not
Oh,
the
yeah.
alternator.
That's
Yeah.
The alt. Oh my God.
Oh, I've replaced a starter in a truck before. That ain't fun.
Yeah. The alt. You want to talk about like an all-time like word you don't want to hear when you take it to the shops? Like, it's probably the alternator. Like, what if I just jump off a building?
$300 for 20 minutes of work and $50 part. Maybe $500.
Anyway, that's maintenance talk.
Go to the
dentist. In the Theme Expo.
Or don't.
Yes, yo! From the brand new Dave Campbell's Texas Football Mothership here in beautiful, clean, sweet Lewisville, Texas. It is Texas Football Today, a program online. My name's Greg Tepper. I'm the managing editor of Dave Campbell's Texas Football, a magazine, and TexasFootball.com, a corresponding website. Thank you for spending part of your day with us, whether you're watching us live at TexasFootball.com, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, etc., or you listen to us on the podcast, which you can subscribe to. The podcast vendor of your choice. This is America. You listen to your podcast wherever you want, as long as it's this one. Either way, thank you for doing your part. Support your local mediocre internet show. I am sitting over there in her palace, in the control room, twisting and tweaking, making it sound good. She's the Duchess of the Dorks, Miss 305, Gizmo, Ashley Pickle.
Howdy, friends. Happy to Wednesday.
Happy
Wednesday,
May.
Crootin. Duh.
Happy May.
Yeah, May 1st.
Happy May.
It's my cousin's birthday.
Well, wait for the birthday segment of the show.
Chicken?
Stand to my right.
No, chicken's brother.
Well, we're going to get to chicken in a moment.
Brother chicken.
Delicious chicken. Sitting to my right is the director of recruiting for Dave Campbell's Texas Football, our friend Greg Powers.
What's up, y'all?
Hey, dude. Doing all right?
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Well, no schedule, but you're welcome. Like,
It's awesome to come into this studio, man.
it's still
just like crazy.
It's still like,
It is fun to get to set up for it every day because, like, the setup process is a lot longer than what it used to be. But again, fruits of your labor, it's
Yeah.
like, I don't mind it.
today is Wednesday, May 1st, 2024. That sounds right?
You struggle
2024?
with that.
211 days till Thanksgiving. Happy birthday. Here's a real heat check for these two. Happy birthday to Tim McGraw.
Oh, nice. How is that a heat check?
Well, I don't know. I don't know how you guys feel about Tim McGraw. Tim McGraw has a very certain kind of country, like, represents a very certain kind of country music, you know?
I like Tim
The
McGraw.
Keith Urbans,
I'd listen to it if I had to.
but you're not seeking it out.
No.
I think mine's more of a nostalgia thing, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Still married to Faith Hill?
I don't know. I'm not up to date on that.
Anyway, happy birthday, Tim. It's episode, and to Pickle's cousin. Which cousin?
Jacob.
Happy birthday, not.
Not Jake. Jacob.
So to be clear, you have a brother named Jake. And a cousin named Jacob.
Correct.
And a cousin named Chicken.
Yes. This all tracks.
Who's
Except the-
Jacob's sister?
Correct.
It's episode 1,000. Is that true?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, wow. It's episode 1,765.
Five.
Woo! My favorite game is guess what episode number it is. On today's show, folks, it's This Week in Recruiting with Greg Powers, our Director of Recruiting here at Dave Campbell's Texas Football. All things recruiting across the Lone Star State. And then back half the show, Powers caught up with, who'd you catch up with this week?
London Smith.
Yes, London Smith, the outstanding playmaker from Waco University. We will hear from him coming up here at the back half of the program. You do not want to miss that. One of the nation's very best players. We'll hear from him coming up here in the back half of the show. Do we have first four through the door?
We sure do. It was jersey number 69,
Nice.
Joey Hill, Daniel Agnew, and TJ Hudson. Welcome in, fellas.
Welcome in, friends. We do appreciate you spending a little bit of your day with us, and especially when it has to do with this. I'm Greg Tepper. That's Greg Powers. This is This Week
In Crootin.
It's This Week in Recruiting with Greg Powers, our Director of Recruiting here at Dave Campbell's Texas Football. Follow him on Twitter at GPowerScout. See his fine work at texasfootball.com/recruiting. And of course, this is brought to you by our good chicken friends at Chicken Express. Chicken Express, they're on the board now. Let's see.
Nice.
Look at that. Hi, Chicken Express. I don't know, like at this point in our relationship with Chicken Express, if you don't know how we feel about Chicken Express, that's on you.
Yeah, you're wrong.
Like we've done our part as far as telling you the greatness of Chicken Express. I did have, this was last week, I was feeling a little feisty. I got myself a yellow box. And I went back to the biscuit. You guys had talked me,
Wow.
you talked me back into roll talking, but I was like, I haven't had a Chicken Express biscuit in a minute.
Was it better, like even better now that you gave it like a break?
I think so. I think
So
if
you're welcome.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we
now,
introduced
to be clear,
you, one, to the greatness of the rolls,
Now-
and then two,
Yes.
now you get to go back to the classics.
to be clear, roll is still my higher ranked food item here.
glad we
You guys were
converted.
right on that.
Yeah.
But take a break and come back to it? Oh,
Let me ask you a serious
Underrated.
question. What's stopping you from getting a roll and a biscuit?
courage. I just don't have the courage.
He doesn't have that dog in
do
him.
I dare?
Or that chicken in them.
Do I dare fly that close to the sun? Do I
Okay.
dare dream the impossible dream?
You could.
I don't know.
You
I
could.
could. Oh, I could. I don't know. I don't know if. I mean,
As a matter of fact, I think that's now going to be my standard because I always do the roll.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I've tried the biscuit.
the problem is. I mean, the problem is the roll hits so hard. Like it's so good. So like
biscuits are also
like,
good. I can
I say
confirm
roll,
that.
you say roll, and then it's just like, oh, that's all I need to do. I've got my carbs.
Now I'm going to do both.
Report back next week.
All right.
That's your assignment, your homework. It's this week. What fun homework!
Yeah, I'll
at
definitely
your
have to
job.
I mean, the chances were already like 95%, but I'm going down to the UI. I'm going down to the UIL state track meet in Austin on a little bit of a road trip, and also spoiler for the high school barbecue state championship
go.
this weekend. Shout out to our friends over at High School Barbecue Inc. Chicken Express. I'll have to get both.
Oh man,
And I'll
you're going to
come
be
back.
living your best life this weekend.
I'm going to have a good week.
What a dream. It's This Week in Recruiting with Greg Powers, our Director of Recruiting. Let's start with our prospect on the rise. Our prospect on the rise, going to White House out east. Never once put out a big prospect, but they got one now. That's a joke. Julia Sims, the outstanding senior athlete, is the newest DCTF 3-star. Has a flurry of offers, especially offers from across the state. UTSA, TCU, Houston, Baylor, North Texas, all in on him, plus places like Kansas and Tulsa. He's going to have his pick of the litter, but this is a guy out there in White House who is turning some heads and certainly caught your attention.
For sure, and shout out to Coach Westerberg over there. I sent out some emails about a week and a half ago, getting some recruiting sheets in. He was one of the first ones to respond, so I was able to go through their list of prospects, and Sims was one of the ones that really jumped out to me on tape. He gets to the football in a hurry, and really is the heart and soul of that defense. I put him as an outside linebacker, 3-star. He's 6'3", 190 pounds. He could probably play safety as well. He's really quick. But I would see him as more of that hybrid box guy that has some athleticism to be able to cover. But he's a sure tackler, and he gets to the football really quickly. And that's what I think popped out most about his tape. And you're starting to see his recruitment start to spike here. Now, there's been some schools that really got ahead of the game. TCU was one of his early offers. And this week he's picked up a few more offers. He's already scheduled official visits to Kansas State and Houston. So we'll see who else gets a visit from him. But certainly those two schools are standing out on that list as he's planning to see those campuses here in June. So see who Julius Sims ultimately decides on. But it's going to be a P4 school.
Name one White House player who ever went to a Big 12 school. You can't. Let's roll on to our commit of the week. Our commit of the week is DeSoto, outside linebacker.
Never heard of him.
DeSoto outside linebacker Keelan Abrams, who pulled the trigger this week to TCU. He had offers from all over, including places like Purdue in the Big Ten. But TCU will get the services and the commitment of Keelan Abrams, the outstanding outside linebacker edge. Like he's that true, like the hybridification of positioning here. He's that guy who comes off the edge. I will also tell you this, as somebody who is laying out the 6A preview for the magazine, on the short list for Defensive Player of the Year. 6A.
I think that's a fair selection to put onto the short list. All right, I'm going to say 22 and a half sacks. That's the record that Colin Simmons set at Duncanville for the Duncanville record 2 years ago. Keelan Abrams had 23 and a half sacks for DeSoto last year. That is crazy. And I'll say in the state championship game, there were some impressive prospects on that team. Like DeSoto's loaded.
Correct.
Right? Like they're loaded. Obviously, the 6'8", 400-pound Byron Washington jumps out when you roll up to the field. But if you're watching X's and O's and who changes the game, Keelan Abrams is, he is amazing. His first step explosion, so quick. And if he doesn't make the play, he's at least enforcing his presence on that play to change the play. He's always in the backfield.
That title game, he was such an animal. Title game, he was everywhere.
And he really didn't put up, and what's crazy is he didn't have huge statistical numbers in that game, but he influenced the game every play.
Yeah, you could not take your eyes off of Keelan Abrams in that title game. And that's saying something when, again, you're at a place like DeSoto, which has playmakers all over the field. But the newest TCU commit, Keelan Abrams, is going to be a name to know moving forward. It's This Week in Recruiting with Greg Powers, our Director of Recruiting here at Dave Campbell's Texas Football. Get involved in the conversation at hashtag TF today, right? Is that right? Is that the hashtag?
Seems right.
Who could say? Let's roll on to our underclassmen of the week. Our underclassmen of the week, going to Frisco. Frisco Lone Star junior running back Davian Gross. Davian Gross had a nice week.
He did.
He picked up he got an invitation to the All-American Bowl. He picked up offers from Texas A&M, Florida State, and Ole Miss. And our friends at 247 Sports named him the #1 prospect in the state in the class.
I think they've been hosting, elite college after elite college over there. Carice Hoyt, Jordan Deck, Davian Gross, Ryder Mix. The list goes on and on of guys there who have just been picking up offer after offer this week. So it's been a fun week over there in Frisco for those guys. But Gross has really earned some huge honors. To be named the #1 player in the state, that's quite an accomplishment. To earn an invitation to the All-American Bowl. And for those that may not know this, the invitation for the All-American Bowl is for this year.
As an underclassman.
As an underclassman,
Wow.
because they have changed the rules on these All-American games now. The Under Armour All-American game and the All-American Bowl, which is traditionally held in San Antonio, are now allowing underclassmen to compete. So Gross has got an invitation to go to this year's game. That changes quite a bit, I think, for the coverage of those games. It makes it a little bit more intriguing to me. I'd gotten to the point where I wasn't really interested in attending some of these postseason All-American games. Most of the players were signed. We've had a chance to see them throughout the course of their senior season multiple times. So the intrigue just wasn't there for me anymore from a recruiting coverage standpoint, because you can watch and see how they play on TV. You don't really have to be there to see that. But now you have maybe more of a reason to go. Interviews and assessing some of these underclassmen on the big stage, competing against some of the top seniors. I think that's going to be fun. Maybe add a little bit of a wrinkle to the postseason games.
Well, and Davian Gross will make an impact in that game.
Yeah, for sure.
That is a hot take here on Texas Football Today. Let's round it all out with our Recruit of the Week. Our Recruit of the Week, we're going to Houston to talk about Alvin Shadow Creek senior cornerback Kobe Sellers. Kobe Sellers is one of the top cornerbacks in the class of 2025, and he will be announcing his commitment in 10 days' time, May 11th. And he's choosing between Texas, Texas A&M, and Oklahoma, a trio of SEC programs. I'm saying that as much for me as I am for you.
Yeah, but you got to remind yourself. You got to keep saying it.
Texas A&M and Oklahoma all vying for the playmaking ability of Kobe Sellers.
Before I get into Kobe, I just want to rewind at what you just said about the SEC. Some of the things that are going on are you have to really get you like P4 instead of P5. Mm-hmm. The SEC, the one that's really thrown me off is Oregon, USC, and UCLA going to the Big Ten. Mm-hmm. That is just not syncing up.
It's going to take
It's going to take a minute to get that one settled. But Kobe Sellers, a tremendous athlete, one of the top players in the state. I think he checks in at number 24 in the DCTF Hot 100. So, I mean, he's one of the elite guys. And, of course, if you're down to a top 3 of Oklahoma, Texas, and Texas A&M, that means you're pretty good. He's got traditional lockdown skills plus size on the island. Those are the things that make him special. But what I really like about his game is his athleticism showed through when he was able to flip over and play quarterback last year. They dealt with some quarterback injuries there at Shadow Creek last year, and he was really explosive. He's actually pretty good at throwing the football. Now, he won't have to worry about that this year because they got Joseph Stewart now at quarterback, so that was a huge addition to their offense. So Kobe's going to be able to concentrate on defense where he'll play in college. And, I think the consensus is, or the thoughts are, is that Texas A&M might hold a slight lead going into that decision.
Okay. Well, we will find out in 10 days' time, May 11th, when Kobe Sellers tells us where he is going. One person that you always know where he's going, specifically
Chicken Express.
Specifically, Chicken Express, the high school barbecue state championships, the state track meet, is Greg Powers, our director of recruiting here at Dave Campbell's Texas Football. Follow him on Twitter at GPowersScout and see his fine work at TexasFootball.com/recruiting. But stick around because, I don't know, it's lonely up here.
Okay, I'll do it.
We're Texas Football Today. We're here every weekday at noon on TexasFootball.com, talking football in the Lone Star State. You can follow us on Twitter at DCTF, like us on Facebook, Facebook.com/Dave Campbell's. Follow us on Instagram, Instagram.com/Dave Campbell's, and of course, see us at TexasFootball.com. Hope you'll consider going to TexasFootball.com/subscribe to become a Dave Campbell's Texas Football subscriber. Get the 2024 summer edition of Dave Campbell's Texas Football mailed to you before it hits newsstands, plus a year of Dave Campbell's Texan Live, our streaming platform with thousands of live Texas high school events on your device, all for the low, low price of $49.95 for the entire year. Makes a great gift as well for May Day. TexasFootball.com/subscribe. Coming up here in just a moment, one of Central Texas's brightest stars sits down with Greg Powers, but first a word from these goods and services.
I feel like bustin' loose, bustin' loose, come on. Get on up, oh yeah. Get on up. Bustin' loose when you wanna sing, bustin' loose, baby, do your thing. Talking about bustin' loose, yeah.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Potter, Executive Director of Be Well Texas. Too many people are struggling alone these days, and alcohol and drug deaths are increasing. We started Be Well Texas to offer high-quality, science-based addiction treatment and recovery services anywhere, even at home. We provide compassionate, caring support virtually or in person. In many cases, there is no cost for treatment if you don't have insurance. Really. Welcome to Be Well Texas. We're glad you're here.
Wing is the largest residential drone delivery provider in the world, delivering to your home in less than 30 minutes. Order using an app just like other popular delivery services, and Wing's automated drone takes care of the rest. It's fast, safe, and sustainable, and it's now delivering to parts of Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas. You can learn more at wing.com/TexasFootball. Again, that's wing.com/TexasFootball.
Born and bred in Texas hits a little different, as it should. Texas loves doing business with fellow Texans. VCR Now takes its Texas roots as seriously as its many partnerships with schools and universities around the state. It's also why we're so proud to promote our brand in the pages of the Texas Bible, Dave Campbell's Texas Football, and on the airwaves of Texas Football Today. Driven by producing quality broadcast video, state-of-the-art audio, and LED video scoreboards at affordable prices, VCR Now makes sure to listen to your needs in its athletic department before recommending the next best steps. Building great products is our business, and it's our focus on building meaningful, long-term partnerships with our clients that sets us apart. From our 24/7, 365-day help desk, the training lab in our hometown of Red Oak, or our sports marketing business plan that puts money back in the hands of our athletic departments we support, VCR Now is built to last. Reach out to us today at info@vcrnow.com or by calling 855-GO-VCR-NOW. Again, that's info@vcrnow.com or by calling 855-GO-VCR-NOW.
Back here on Texas Football Today, Greg Tepper, Greg Powers, and Ashley Pickle. And Mr. Powers, you caught up with one of the brightest young prospects in Central Texas.
Waco University is home to London Smith, who's one of the top athletes, not only in Texas, but the entire country. He's already rated as a DCTF 4-star. Recently picked up an offer from Alabama, but this interview was conducted before that, so we didn't get to ask him about Kalen DeBoer over there, but he's got plenty of schools to talk about.
Here, let's hear from Greg Powers himself here on Texas Football Today.
This is Greg Powers out here at the OT7 7-on-7 with London Smith from Waco University. In my opinion, I know you've seen this, London. You see me putting on for you on social media, one of the top players in the state in his class. I think you're in the running for that #1 prospect overall. What's it like just like hearing that kind of stuff when people are talking about your game?
It's a blessing, you know. You get what you work for. You know, you work so hard, and it's just a great feeling to, you know, finally get what you work for.
Just kind of talk about Waco University, man. It seems like the team is on the upward trajectory right now. What's it like playing there? How do you like being a part of the team? And I'm sure with all these D1 offers coming in that you're looked at as a leader by your teammates.
Oh yes, you know, Waco University, we're on the come up. You know, every sport, you know. Football, we have a lot of young people really getting into it, you know. We got Devontre Kirkland really setting it up for the young kids. And I guess they look at me as a leader, and it's really good, you know. Everybody's on the same track, look to do better than last year.
Talk about your talents on the field. I saw you out here playing in the 7-on-7. You're playing kind of like both sides of the ball. Is that how you're utilized in high school? And man, what do you like about, you know, playing those positions?
You know, playing both sides, you just go out there and compete, you know. I like to play wherever I'm needed. So, yeah, you know, if I want to play DB, I'll play DB, guard the best receiver. But if I need to score, I'll go score.
Is there a position that you're starting to like circle, like, that's what I got to concentrate on? Or are all these schools that are giving you offers, are they like, oh, we want to recruit you as an athlete right now, we'll figure that other stuff out later?
Yeah, there's an athlete, you know,
yeah.
There's an athlete, yes, sir. Yes,
Talk
sir.
about your parents a little bit. You know, you have, to me, what I think is an interesting background, you know, with your mom and your dad. So I want you kind of give us a name drop on your mom and your dad, give them a shout out, and tell me how they helped you, you know, take your game to the next level.
My mother, Stacy Smith, you know, growing up, you know, she had offers, you know, in track, so she tells me to be humble. And my dad also had the same. He also went to Baylor, so you know, it just told me to keep humble, stay working. You know, it can all be taken from you.
Talking about recruiting, you got a lot of offers. How many offers are you up to, and what's it mean to you in general to have them?
I'm up to 21 offers, and it's just great to have them. You know, it's a blessing. You know, the God looked down and, you know, he chose me. You know, but it's also great. You know, stay humble. I'm a good role model to the kids. You know, the kids love me, look up to me. So I just got to do what's right. So I wake up.
He's got a lot of high school ball left to play before he's playing college ball, so we're not going to like really dive into the nuts and bolts of like favorites and that kind of stuff.
Yes.
But I know that you've had to have some memorable moments with 21 offers. Can you recap like a thought in your mind of, oh man, that was a really cool day for me and my family?
Really cool day. I would say with the Baylor offer.
Yeah.
You know, my mother, my dad went, alumni. So, you know, that's just one of my most memorable ones.
You're on a steak dinner that night? Is that, you
Yes.
get that Baylor offer?
Yes, sir.
I'm not going to be able to like run down the whole list, but I do want to ask you a couple questions about some of the in-state offers. And I guess I'll start with Baylor. It's got to be a good fit for you to think about playing there. What have you seen out of that offense, and that team that makes them to be like a school that you could consider?
You know, Baylor, they're really cool. They show a lot of love. You know, hometown, so it would be nice to stay. But the new offense with Spivital is a really cool guy. Really look forward to getting there.
Yeah, that was the former head coach down there at Texas State, so he brings a lot of experience to the offensive side of the ball.
Yes.
I guess I'll keep it kind of local into the Syntax area. The Texas Longhorns have also extended you a scholarship offer.
Yeah.
What do you know about Steve Sarkisian's program, and have you had the chance to go down there and take a look?
Yeah, I went down there a couple of times. Sark's a really cool guy. Him and Coach Joseph are really cool. They're all about family. That's what I like about them. They're really cool.
Texas A&M, I guess the rivalry now is renewed with Texas and the SEC, but Texas A&M's got a new coach underneath of Mike Elko, and you probably got a unique experience being a recruit going through the process to get to know those guys before like the college football world.
Yes,
Our college football fans are probably a little bit jealous of that, but you probably know that staff already.
Yes, sir. Trooper Taylor, Coach Elko, really cool people. They show a lot of love too. They're just always checking out for me.
When it comes down to it, man, there's a lot of time left, but when it comes down to it, is there something that you feel like that you really are looking for in a school or in a college? Is it going to be, a good fit with the coaching staff and the family feel, or are you looking for something different when it comes time to decide?
When it comes time to decide, I think I'll be looking for relationships, how the coaches treat me, how they treat their players. Yes, sir.
London Smith right here, one of the top players in the entire country for his class, man. Thanks for the time and good luck as you go through the recruiting process and, of course, as you attack your last couple of years of high school ball.
Sir. Thank you.
Appreciate it, man.
There he is, one of the biggest playmakers there in the Central Texas area, London Smith, and a guy who is just going to be a junior this year, correct? 2026.
Yep.
But a guy who is already turning heads, and you mentioned it, picked up, even after that after that interview, picked up an offer from Alabama. Not a secret at Waco University.
No, and they've got some talent. Devontae Kirkland coming up in 2027. So Waco University is a school on the rise in Texas high school football.
Most certainly, and we will be covering it every step of the way because that's what we do here at Dave Campbell's Texas Football. Let's go over to Gizmo for America's second favorite segment, Final Thoughts. What's up, Gizmo?
Yo. I do not believe it's going to be live, but in your podcast feeds later today, Republic of Football. And this is going to be a really cool episode because I believe that Craven, Ish, and Carter are going to get on and talk about all of their stops that they made for the magazine, which is cool. So there might be some little nuggets that you're able to catch out of that. If not, it's just cool to hear, like, what does a conversation with Steve Sarkisian sound like?
Yeah, very insidery.
So very, very excited for that. That'll be in your podcast feeds later tonight or early tomorrow morning on the Republic of Football.
Radical.
Yeet.
Okay, no point. We're not going to
No yeet.
No yeet.
Powers.
Thank you. That's going to do it for us. Thanks, Powers, for your support. It's going to do it for us. Thanks for spending a little bit of your day with us. Follow us on Twitter at TCTF. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Dave Campbell's. Follow us on Instagram, instagram.com/Dave Campbell's. And, of course, see us at texasfootball.com. Thanks again to London Smith of Waco University for being our guest. For Greg Powers and Ashley Pickle, I'm Greg Tepper. Vince Young, please meet your Player of the Year trophy. We'll see you tomorrow on Texas Football Today. Pow, pow. Pow, pow.